So as you look ahead to the new year and you're starting to put together some strategies of how to grow your business, if you're considering a pivot or you're considering adding some additional things into your business model to increase your revenue, which is better, affiliate marketing or online courses? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever considered both sides and questioned which one is the right one for me to expand to next or to focus on more in my business? Well, in today's episode, we're going to break down and answer that exact question and give you a full pathway on how to get started if you want to move forward in either pivoting your business or adding more offerings into your business model. So let's do this.
Striving for a business breakthrough? Shortcut your learning curve to success with the right training, coaching, and support. Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show with Adrienne Hill, a show for coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers striving to earn six figures by leveraging social media without being slaves to their businesses. From an overworked hustler to an impactful entrepreneur, your journey starts here on the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show.
I am here today with LeahRae Getts. Welcome, Leah.
Hi.
She is the founder of Digital Trailblazer. She founded it with her husband, Todd, and they are experts on all things digital courses in terms of creating and selling, as well as all things YouTube. So welcome, Leah.
Well, thank you very much. Excited to be here with you, Adrienne.
Very excited to have you here. If you would, for those who maybe have not met you yet, could you just tell them a little bit about how your story and how you're finding yourself here today?
So my husband and I, 5 years ago, I believe, we came online looking for a way to create a sustainable business, a sustainable income that allowed us both to be home with our children. I went to nursing school. He was a teacher. He was a band director even. We had no experience in this world whatsoever, but we knew of the possibilities here. And we invested in ourselves. We got coaches, went through a ton of training and really learned this world and implemented and just really took a lot of action. I think it was about 18 months into starting our online business. We were able to retire Todd from his then six-figure job that he had. He was no longer in band directing. He had moved on to something else. We were able to retire him, and that was a really big day for our family. And it was less than a year after that we hit our very first six-figure month. So yes, there's a lot of opportunity in the online business world for those who are super committed, and it's not easy. Things may be simple, but they're not easy. It does take commitment, but the reward and the possibility is so huge that, if you want to create something big, we've never lived in a better time. I mean, this is a huge, we're just in a very blessed place in the world right now to be able to sit on our butts at home and do great things behind a computer that really impact people's lives and can support our family in probably better ways than we could with our traditional jobs out of college and stuff.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And so I know a lot of people watching today are maybe in a similar place as you of they started their business because they wanted to be home with their kids, or they wanted the freedom to fill their days with what they wanted to fill it with. And so for those of you watching, I can tell you I've known Leah Rae for a while now, and she is the queen of action taking and implementation. So you're going to get some really good nuggets from her today. I'm excited about that.
Thank you.
So I know one of your expertise areas is creating online courses. And so when it comes to creating and selling online courses through social media specifically, what's the biggest mistake that most newbies make as they try to move into that space?
Well, I'll tell you our biggest mistake when we first did this. So we started with actually network marketing for a while, but affiliate marketing was a big one for us for quite a long time. And we made a lot of good money with it. And we knew that you could create a digital course. We knew that we had the expertise, the value to help people and teach people different things. However, we put it off probably way longer than we should have. Because it was just sort of daunting. We didn't have a roadmap of how to do it. And we knew that there were some technical pieces to it. We actually had the misunderstanding that you had to do a big launch with a bunch of affiliates and all this kind of stuff when you first start. And you totally don't have to do that. And I would suggest not doing that. But all of those sort of unknowns held us back for way too long. And the thing, if you have a skill set, if you have some level of expertise that can help people, that can serve people and help them reach a goal, digital products are an amazing way to do that. And you're able to pour yourself out to people, help them get amazing results. And it's also one of the most lucrative things that you can do online today.
Mm-hmm.
Because with digital courses, you're able to, you can afford to, because of how you set things up and structure, you can afford to drive traffic, paid traffic, converting it, cold audience, people who've never seen you before ever on anything, get them some information, have them watch a webinar, and have them make a purchase right from there. And so, and with webinars, other than advertising costs, which aren't going to be, you know, it's going to vary based on your industry and what you're doing, but it's essentially like 100% profit compared to like affiliate marketing, where if you're on digital products, you're like 30 to 50%. If you're looking at physical products like Amazon affiliate stuff, that's like, you know, 3 to 7% or something tiny, where the amount of traffic you'd have to drive, you just can't do any paid advertising for that because it just doesn't pay out enough to do that. But there's a lot of flexibility, and it's really the fastest way to scale up your income in your online business is by offering digital courses.
And that totally makes sense, because I found you, I was cold, I didn't know you at all. I found you on social, and then I ended up buying, I think, every course you ever made. So yeah, it works.
Yes, it does. And honestly, it sounds like you can think about it from like a selfish way about just like making money and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, like people like you, our friend Lindsay, and there's other people that we have impacted their lives, and we've made great friendships, and we've totally changed the trajectory of their businesses and their lives altogether. And we wouldn't have done it if we weren't selling our course, and we wouldn't have, and even if we were selling our course, but we weren't using paid traffic, we wouldn't have helped. We would have never touched them. They would have never seen us organically, right. You know? And so there's been times in our business that we've had to turn off ads, and we were kind of working on redoing some things or whatever. And I feel guilty because I think about, you know, every time I'll run into Lindsay or something, she's like, it was that ad. And it's like, how many of those people are we missing when we're not running ads?
You're not doing that.
You know, so there's a huge opportunity.
And I know for sure when I first discovered your courses and started taking them, they were so value added and beneficial to me that I'm the one who paid for them, right? I paid money, but I wanted to thank you for selling it to me, right? So that's the benefit of a great online course, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So for those who are watching this, who are maybe they've delayed way too long in getting started, or they're just struggling with beliefs that maybe they can't do this, they're not ready for this, they're not good enough. Is there a mindset shift that you would recommend that people make that can help them to get over that hurdle?
I think if you've explored a bit online, and especially in your niche, in your industry, whether that's weight loss, fitness, business, marketing, like whatever realm that you're in, you're going to run into some people who you're like, wow, they're making full-time income online selling digital courses. You're like, wow, I think we can do this. And I don't mean to say that in any sort of like that comes from a good place. But know that people from all walks of life, from all expertise levels, are able to do this. And I would encourage you to plug in with someone who has a system, who has a course, who has something to teach you and walk you through the process. Because Todd and I would have never launched our very first course that we sold a lot of had we not paid a coach to walk us through it, because it was just too overwhelming. Like we knew that we had the skills to teach. We were good at teaching, and we knew what we had to teach people, but the idea of putting it all together, all of the little pieces of the process, and then the selling, like putting together the course is like a one and done easy thing. It's the sales process that you continue to refine and get better and play with. And it was a little crazy. It was too much to try to take any steps forward if we didn't have someone guiding us. So whether that means you buy a course to walk you through it, whether that's a coach, but get some help. And if you're like, well, it's not gonna, the investment. Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah. Todd and I paid $1,000. Yeah, it was $1,000 a month for a year for our coach that took us from making $10,000 to $20,000 a month in affiliate commissions to multiple 6-figure months in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So would I do that again? Yeah.
And I
That's a
think
good
it's so true. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, no one else is going to be willing to invest in what you're trying to offer.
Yeah,
You,
absolutely.
You have to build yourself up. So if you're working with a client who's working on creating an online course, and for some reason it's just not selling, what's the first missing skill set or missing piece that you look for to troubleshoot to help them?
Well, there's really two sides to it. One is the traffic and the other is the offer. So if they have no traffic coming to it, obviously it doesn't matter how good the offer is. They're not going to make any sales. Like, so if they've got a tiny bit of traffic, nothing's happening on traffic wise, I can't even tell you if your offer's good because we don't have any numbers to work with, right? If you've only had, 6 people make it through your sales process through your webinar or whatever, then I can't tell you if your webinar is any good because that's not enough people to give me that data. So is it a traffic issue or is it an offer issue where you've had a bunch of people coming through, but your numbers just aren't good? So your percentages on, maybe you don't have good attendee rate. Maybe you don't have 10 attendees to sales rate, like all of those sorts of things. But you can't have that data until you have the traffic.
Okay.
So traffic is usually the first question, especially for new people getting started. It's typically where the hang up is because they haven't worked on paid traffic yet, and they're trying to maybe do it organically, and they're just not, they're just not driving enough traffic to the offer.
So I'm definitely hearing, in terms of like major steps to look at, traffic is one, and then analyzing the quality of the course or the presentation that sells the course, another one. But what are the 2 or 3 key steps that are important in building the course before you even get to the traffic piece? Like, it's just super simple framework if people are trying to wrap their head around this.
So let's say that you have a level of expertise, you've done something pretty cool and you could help other people do it, but you've never put together a training course before. You haven't coached anybody else through that process yet. Honestly, I would have you start with a free Facebook group. Okay. So get the type of people that you want to help, be it specific. So that audience, not everybody and your grandma who you can get into the group, just the people that really fit who you want to serve and help. Invite from your network, invite from groups and places that you're connected with people that fit that audience. And then you can even run ads. You can run ads to bring people into your group. Honestly, how I would do it is I'd offer a free lead magnet, free PDF guide, something that they can access. And then like the pop-up after that is to join the group, right? And to give them the link that they can click on. So you're generating the lead and you're getting them in the group. But build up the group and then walk them through the process. It's okay to give away some great training while you're creating your course. Don't have this idea like, I can't give it away if I want to sell it later. No, you absolutely can and you should, because that's how you're number one, you're going to test your training. Like, you're going to see, just because you took this path, maybe that won't work for everybody, and you got to help them overcome some things or take a little bit of a different journey to get to the same goal. And so you can test all of that with your Facebook group. So you're going to do lives, you can do, daily workshop kind of stuff. You can do whatever within that free Facebook group and get results. The goal of that Facebook group is to really understand your target audience, who you're serving, what challenges are they coming up against, and help them overcome those challenges and get results. Because that is then how you create an amazing course that truly serves and helps people, but it's also how you sell your course. Because if you've never had results, you've got no testimonies, you have to be like the slickest salesperson there is to really get, sales on your course. It's just not going to work. It's going to be way too hard. The easiest way to make sales is not by telling, but by showing people results you've helped others get, helping them understand you've helped all of these people get these sorts of results, and you can help them too. So I would start with the free group, help them for free, get them results, and then use everything you're learning from that to create your course, but also gather the key components that you're going to need so that you can sell your course as well.
Oh, I love it. So using a Facebook group as a place to build an audience, but also as a place for market research.
Absolutely.
To get some people some initial results and get some testimonials.
And honestly, then you're going to have a warmed up group for the full course, because you're not going to give you're just not, you're going to have a full complete training course. You're not going to give every bit of that to the group. You're going to give them some key things that are going to help them get some results. They're going to be in a great warm audience that you can test your webinar on. So if you can't convert warm traffic with your webinar, get them to make the purchase, you got to fix your webinar before you try to get to cold traffic, right? Warm traffic is much easier to sell to than cold traffic. So you're going to warm up that audience. You're going to create a great course from it. You're going to help them. You're going to create great testimonials. Then you can do your first live webinar to that same audience, and you're testing to see how the webinar is converting. Sure. Because, it's going to convert better for them than it will when you start running paid traffic to it.
I love it. Awesome. And then I know there's a lot of folks probably watching who they don't create digital training courses currently. Maybe they just sell physical products, but those physical products are related to some area of expertise, correct? Like for those who are like maybe struggling with how can I implement or how can I apply what Leah's teaching, anyone who's selling a physical product can create a training course around whatever that topic is, correct?
Absolutely. I actually know we're helping someone right now who is working with a freeze, like he sells or is an affiliate or something for some freeze drying machine, like a dehydrating kind of freeze dryer thing. And he's creating a course around teaching people how to freeze dry. It's like dehydrating, but it's cold or something. I'm not sure. I haven't gone through the course, obviously, but he's teaching people how to do that.
Yeah, that's a great example. Like if Leah knows someone who's selling a course on freeze drying food, chances are anything that you are selling, I'm talking to you, you could make a course on. You can get it injected with cash by selling that course. So I love it.
I was gonna say, and with that too, so imagine, follow this through. So he creates a great course, introducing people to the world of freeze drying, teaching them how to do, because I used to be at least kind of a mild prepper, if you will, like a little bit, but yeah, we had some stuff, but for someone who's like thinking about doing that sort of thing, it's kind of overwhelming. Like if you don't know, like even just starting how to can, like you could have a canning course would be awesome for women these days. There's so many that are interested in it, but their moms didn't teach them how to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's the same concept. So he could create a course, drive a bunch of traffic, selling his course. And then in the course, what would be a legitimate thing? People are trying to purchase their freeze dryer, right?
Well, they got to give
a review. Yeah. Give a review of some of the features you want to make sure that they have. And this is my recommended one that I like the most.
And you can get it in this link.
Yes, from this link, which is his affiliate link. And then he earns, not only is he going to earn money from selling the course, but he's going to earn affiliate commissions from any referrals he makes within that course as well, which could be even food containers and,
anything related to food prep, like whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so hopefully our viewers have some creative juices flowing now and they're thinking of ways that they might be able to use this. Now, I also know one of your expertise areas is YouTube. And I know you've gotten lots of sales on YouTube. So for those who are joining us who are really wanting to, hit that next income threshold next quarter by making the most of social, and they think they want to move into YouTube, or they're in it now, but they're just not getting results yet. What are some key pieces of advice that you could give them, little tweaks they can make right away to maybe get some quicker results or turn things around if they're not currently getting results on YouTube?
Right. The biggest thing is to really understand your analytics. The three biggest analytics that you need to look for, your click-through rate, which is your CTR, which is how many people see your thumbnail and title for 1 second or longer and choose to actually click on it. So your click-through rate, your average view duration, so how many minutes and seconds on average does somebody watch your video, and your average view percentage. So is that 30% of a video? Is that 90% of a video? Like what is the percentage? General guidelines, you want to get your percentage like 50% or above. Okay. That's a good rule of thumb. Now it varies, the types of videos you're doing, all kinds of things, but that's a good thing that you should be shooting for is 50% or above. Thumbnails, people make the mistake of spending all of this time creating the video and then last second just throwing together a quick thumbnail and title for it. Bad idea. Okay. Like you don't even need the keyword if you're into that. Like you don't even need that in the title. Having something that's clickable as the title is way more important, because if you get a title and a thumbnail that are hot and that convert, if you get a high click-through rate, like YouTube is going to do everything they can to show your video to people. Now, if it's clickbait and they jump off right away, your average view duration, so that's going to be horrible. So that's going to tank it in a different way. But if your average view duration is solid, your minutes and everything are solid, it's getting that click-through rate up is going to just go crazy. We actually changed one of our older videos. Todd was watching kind of our daily videos, our 48-hour, real-time view, and saw that some of our old Instagram videos were getting more traffic than normal. And we're like, we haven't done one of those videos in a long time. I wonder what's going on. Well, I think Instagram recently did another shift in their rules and their algorithm, and a lot more people were starting to get blocked. And so he changed the thumbnail on an old video showing the message that everyone's seeing right now.
Oh.
Click-through rate 17%.
Oh, wow. That's big. So for those of you watching, that's a really high click-through rate.
That's huge.
Yeah. So for reference, what is a decent click-through rate? So as people try to improve it, what should they shoot for?
Well, first you have to understand yours, and it's really about seeing what your numbers are and then just working to get them higher, because every industry is different, and you have to keep pushing yourself and not comparing yourself to other people. I'll tell you, for us, our channel average, I think, is 6.1%.
Okay.
I know if I release a video and it's 4 or above, I'm happy. If it's getting into the 3s, I'm like, I start playing with the thumbnail and switching things out and messing with it to fix it.
Okay. So the little fine tuning elements are worth it.
Absolutely. And spending more time on your thumbnail. Spend more time on your thumbnail, spend more time on your title, because those two things together, the thumbnail should grab their attention and get them to read the title. They should stop their scroll on YouTube, get their attention, read the title, and get them to want to watch. Yes, and click. They have to click. And so if you get that down, and if you think about it, it just makes sense. YouTube is a business. They want people on YouTube consuming videos so they can put ads in front of them. That's how they make their money. Now, there's a percent, I haven't actually seen the stat inside of YouTube, but you can see it. We use TubeBuddy as one of the tools that we kind of look at with our channel. And you can see something that it's seconds per impression or something like that. And it's basically calculating based on the average view duration, how long on average people are watching your video, plus the click-through rate. They figure out on average, if YouTube gives you an impression, they show your video to someone, they're going to get this many seconds of view time.
Oh, and they're all about getting the most views possible.
Right. So if you have if you have a decent click-through rate and you have a crazy, amazing average view duration, they're going to show it, because it's if they're going to give you some of their real estate, putting your video in front of their viewers, they want to make sure they get the most that they can out of it. Sure. So I think that analytic, which isn't even in YouTube that I've seen, but it's something to think about. How much time are they going to get on average every time that they give you an impression? Because the higher that is, the more they're going to show it to people. It's sure. Business, right? Sure. It just makes sense. So whether that comes from an amazing click-through rate and, an okay view duration, or vice versa, either one are going to serve you.
Okay. So for people who are watching who maybe have been accustomed to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or some other platform, and they're questioning, is it worth trying to get sales out of YouTube? How do you actually get a sale from YouTube?
The easiest way to get a sale out of YouTube, getting started, is to find what would be considered a long tail keyword.
Okay.
Whatever that's called, right?
A longer phrase, right?
Yeah. So you take something that doesn't have as much competition, and there's not as many videos out there, and you can rank for it, and it's specific to your whatever you're selling. Okay. Now, we actually run a channel
that sells. It's long tail, right? Okay.
Well, ours
How
is,
do you use your-
we make $1,000 a month in sales on a channel with, I think, 6 subscribers, 20 views a day.
Okay, guys, take note.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because we are ranking for a video that is a review video. It's a review of a specific type of kitchen tool. We sell the tool, like it's a brand that we own, that we manufacture, and everything else we sell through Amazon. And so we get a higher percentage of the profits because we own it. We're not doing an affiliate thing, but we have a review video where we test it against a bunch of the top competitors, and we give real results, and we show them exactly how these things are holding up against each other. Not only are we ranking in YouTube, and it's not a ton of traffic, like 20 views a day isn't breaking. I mean, that's not crazy, right? That's pretty small. Right. But we're also ranking in Google when people look for reviews on that topic. And so we're getting traffic from Google, we're getting traffic from YouTube itself. And between that, and we're able to, make several sales a day organically. And so it doesn't have to be a big keyword. It can be something that doesn't have a ton of traffic, but if you can create a great video that has people ready to pull out their credit card, right? Because that review video, who's going to look up a review video for a kitchen tool? Someone who wants to buy a kitchen tool.
Like they're ready to buy. Their credit card is in hand.
So if I can give them, and if I can lay out for them why they need to buy this one, then they're going to be willing to actually do it. So it has to be really laser focused on your offer, whatever you're doing. But if you can get them at that, credit card in hand point, and you can rank a video on that, I mean, that's money in the bank.
Yeah.
It's great.
So a long tail keyword, take the time to tweak the thumbnail, make sure the title makes them want to click, then have a super helpful video teaching something about your topic, and then a link to where they can buy.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Well, there you go, guys. That is how to use YouTube to get more sales. And it can be that easy. And you said you have how many subscribers and visits a day?
On that channel? I think we have 6 subscribers, and I think it's 20 to 21 views a day.
So this is not a strategy only for people who have huge audiences.
No.
That's very exciting. So for people who are watching in the audience today, the viewers who are maybe newer and thinking about just getting into YouTube, there's a lot of hope there. There's promise.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing all of your insights with us and your tips and tricks. I understand that you have a free gift for our viewers too. Yes. I have
a tip sheet, a quick guide for you to help you make more sales, specifically with your digital products. But obviously some of it's going to apply elsewhere if you're not into that quite yet. But we're going to help really lay out for you what you need to do to make more sales with your digital products and optimize your profits.
Awesome. Well, be sure, for those who are viewing and watching, be sure to grab the freebie. I mean, for all of the expert speakers that we're featuring in the summit, they're all offering free value to you, totally free. All you have to do is click, enter your information, they'll send it to you, and you can start to implement immediately. So remember our promise to each other, right? Our deal at the beginning of this video, that you were going to take action on something that you learned from Leah Rae today. So be sure to grab her freebie, take some action, and get the biggest sales quarter ever next month or next quarter. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about everything you shared with us today, Leah Rae. Thank you.
You're welcome. Click the link wherever that button is, guys. Take care.
All right. See you guys in the next video.
You've been listening to the Impactful Entrepreneurs Show with Adrienne Hill, where we support coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers to translate their big picture vision into actionable plans to build out their business efficiently. If you love our show, we invite you to visit buildalifebydesign.com to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover more helpful resources. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and share. Thank you for listening.